Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Rupert Murdoch's 21st Century Fox has agreed a takeover deal with Sky worth more than £11.5 billion. It means Fox will buy the 61% stake in the broadcaster which it doesn't already own in a deal which has already raised wide concerns about whether it'll give Mr Murdoch too much influence over Britain's media. Culture Secretary Karen Bradley will ultimately have to decide whether to refer it to the watchdog Ofcom, as our business editor Siobhan Kennedy now reports.
Rupert Murdoch's Fox, the US giant famed for its blockbuster movies, is hoping to expand its media empire overseas by snapping up the British TV broadcaster Sky, or at least the two-thirds of Sky it doesn't already own. Under the terms of the deal, Fox has agreed to pay £11.7 billion to acquire the remaining 61% of Sky. The deal will combine Fox TV's network and Fox Film studio with Sky, Europe's largest pay TV broadcaster, allowing the combined company to reach 100 million households. The board of Sky has agreed to the deal, but it's likely to meet opposition from smaller shareholders who believe Sky is worth more. It's not the first time Mr Murdoch has tried to buy Sky. Back in 2011, he used his News Corp newspaper arm to try and acquire the broadcaster. The deal was politically fraught, with accusations the then Prime Minister David Cameron was too close to the Murdochs, and his Culture Secretary Jeremy Hunt was willing to usher the deal through. But then came the phone hacking scandal, and the deal was deemed too toxic to proceed. But never one to give up, Murdoch's come back again. Though the issue remains the same. Will buying Sky give Mr Murdoch too much influence of the UK media? Sources close to Sky say they don't believe the government should refer this deal to regulators. Firstly, because with the advent of Netflix, Google and Facebook, they believe the media landscape has been significantly diluted 5 years on. And secondly, because News Corp, Murdoch's newspaper arm, has now been spun off as a separate legal entity outside Fox, albeit one which is still ultimately controlled by the Murdochs themselves. And that's the problem. Many believe that because James Murdoch, Rupert's son, is both chairman of Sky and chief executive of Fox, that the government must refer the deal up.
I think it's reasonable to expect a review, and certainly politically that will be the main show. There will be a lot of pressure from, as we've seen already, from the Labour Party, the SNP and the Lib Dems, to force a full review of this transaction. So you would tend to have to think that that's likely to happen.
Once Fox has formally lodged the bid in Europe, the Culture Secretary Karen Brady will have just 10 days to decide whether or not to refer the deal to the media regulator Ofcom here. The clock is ticking.
Siobhan Kennedy reporting there.
I've been getting away with it all my